Bongbong Marcos will skip the presidential forum organized by the Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas or KBP on Friday, February 4, citing conflict of schedule. KBP President Herman Basbanyo confirms this to Teleradyo Thursday, February 3, saying Marcos declined their invitation. Labor leader Leody de Guzman, Senator Ping Lacson, Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, Senator Manny Pacquiao, and Vice President Leni Robredo will attend the forum, which will be aired live. This is the second time Marcos declines a major forum after GMA News' presidential interviews hosted by veteran journalist Jessica Soho. COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez says Marcos snubbing the forum is a red flag for the voters.
Whether or not they come to the debate doesn't really matter to the COMELEC, it matters to the people. And I think it's very important that in recognition of how important it is to the people, that we acknowledge that they failed to show up.
The KBP Presidential Forum will air 9 a.m. Friday, February 4, and will be carried by member news organizations like ABS-CBN News, CNN Philippines, and News 5. The forum, which will not be a debate format, will be moderated by ABS-CBN anchor Karen Davila and CNN Philippines anchor Rico Hizon. The panelists are Ed Lingao of News 5, Robbie Alampay of One News, Elmar Acol of Bombo Radio, and Dan Andrew Cura of the Far East Broadcasting Company. Vice President Leni Robredo says she will not reconcile with her rival Bongbong Marcos if the latter will not recognize the abuses committed by his family during martial law. In an interview with DZRH and Manila Times Wednesday, February 2, Robredo is asked if there is a chance she will unify with Marcos if she wins the presidency. Robredo says all kinds of talks, including unification, are based on justice. She notes Marcos refused to acknowledge his father's sins and pay his debts, adding that this isn't just about her, but for the country. Robredo also says to reconcile with Marcos now will mean going against her own beliefs and the kind of honest politics she wants to stand for if she wins the presidency. Marcos, who lost to Robredo in the 2016 vice presidential elections, is convicted of a tax offense over 2 decades ago. Because of this, he is facing a controversial disqualification case before the COMELEC.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
The Department of Education allows more schools to hold limited face-to-face classes following the approval of President Rodrigo Duterte. DepEd says its regional directors have submitted a list of 6,686 schools nationwide that have passed the School Safety Assessment Tool. Of the list of schools identified, 304 public schools are located in Alert Level 2 areas where face-to-face classes are allowed for basic education students. In Metro Manila, 118 schools have been allowed to hold limited face-to-face classes in February. Other regions where select schools have been allowed to reopen for in-person classes are Cagayan Valley with 12 schools, Central Luzon with 106 schools, Calabarzon with 57 schools, and Eastern Visayas with 16 schools. DepEd has yet to provide the list of the schools. The Philippines is the last country in the world to reopen schools for in-person classes since the pandemic began. The United States is set to send nearly 3,000 extra troops to Poland and Romania as response to the massing of Russian troops near Ukraine. Pentagon spokesperson John Kirby says Wednesday, February 2, the move was to send a strong signal to Russian President Vladimir Putin and to the world that NATO matters to the United States and its allies. Moscow earlier deployed more than 100,000 troops near Ukraine's borders. It also says it could take unspecified military measures if its demands are not met, including a promise by NATO to never admit Ukraine into the military alliance. Putin on Tuesday, February 1, accuses the West of deliberately creating a scenario designed to lure it into war and ignoring Russia's security concerns over Ukraine. But Washington said it will not send troops to Ukraine itself to shield it from a Russian attack, but will impose financial sanctions on Moscow and send arms to help Ukrainians defend themselves. A new Game of Thrones studio tour takes fans behind the scenes of the hit television series. Located at Linen Mill Studios in Banbridge, Northern Ireland, the attraction opens up the world of Westeros to the public with an array of costumes, props, and sets on display. Items include the crown worn by King Joffrey Baratheon, the swords of Ned Stark's character, the skull of Drogon the Dragon, Daenerys' dragon eggs, and the Iron Throne itself. The 110,000 square foot attraction features sets including the Great Hall at Winterfell, the throne room at King's Landing, Dragonstone, and interactive experiences. The Game of Thrones studio tour opens to the public on Friday, February 4. Based on the A Song of Ice and Fire novels by George R.R. Martin, Game of Thrones first aired in 2011. The award-winning HBO series wrapped up 8 seasons in 2019.